So what was the funny thing you were going to tell me? I told you not to say anything until the podcast started because we're not.
Okay.
Because real conversations don't happen until they're on the podcast.
No, they don't. They never do.
Yep.
So, okay. When I was telling you about my buddy DJ, right? Like, so me and him, we went to school together and we moved out here pretty much at the exact same time. And we started working kind of on everything together. So he was a music video director primarily, and I sort of was, but that's all he did. Like really, like he really focused on being a director. So he got a job. He got representation pretty early on by a collective that represented directors. So he ended up getting some good jobs to start when we were fresh out here. So we worked on a lot of Disney Channel or Disney radio stars, like a lot of teeny bopper sort of, young artists, I guess. And if they weren't young, they were appealing to a younger audience. So we did a few of these, and honestly, me and him had no problem with these. Like they're obviously like kind of roll your eyes creative stuff, like from like what the creative stuff standpoint was.
Right.
But they were fun jobs, and they were like a good chance for us to really like, make a bigger thing, when we were starting out. So he got this one job from another Disney Channel, Disney radio star, and we like met with her and her dad, and she seemed really cool. Like, she seemed really nice, and her dad was really cool, and we're writing a treatment for it, and pretty much the whole time we were pitching him this creative, like, yeah, it's going to be kind of like a high school thing, because she seemed like she was like 18, 19 years old. I guess we didn't really ask, which might have been a problem. She seemed like an 18, 19-year-old person, girl, whatever. And we were like, oh, let's do like a little like typical high school love story where like, you have a party at your house and you have all your friends come over, and then there's like, this like kind of quiet photographer kid who has like a crush on you, and then like there's this like football jock who is like trying to get with you, and like throughout the party, like the jock's always like pushing the kid like in the pool or whatever, and like kind of like being a douchebag, right, and at the very end you pull up a photo of you that he took, and then you guys share a kiss at the end, and that's like whatever, that's the ending. So they loved the creative, they loved everything about it. They're like, yeah, hell yeah, let's do it. So So this is when the trouble started.
Okay.
So we were like looking around for locations, and we didn't really ever rent locations at this time because we were still like less than a year into LA. So we were looking around for places that we can afford, and we found this like mansion in the Hollywood Hills that was actually affordable. We're like, wow, this is actually a good price. So we went and like scoped it out, and the guy was a little weird, but like, the place was, it's huge, and clearly it was a mansion. So we're like, good, this is going to work. Let's rent this. And there was like some weird stuff there. There was like, like a statue of a tree that had shoes on it, and like some weird stuff, like a big spiral staircase in the middle. And then they had like a half of car. Like there was a car that was like cut in half and made into a couch.
Yeah.
And I'm saying this because it's important, because this is what's going to tell you exactly what this place is. So, we were wondering why it was so cheap. We were very curious about that. So we'll get back to that later.
Okay.
So we were shooting the music video, and I was not on set at this time. I wasn't there. But my buddy DJ was, and we hired, our friend to, G&E, do all the grip and lighting. And then we had another friend who was our friend Matt, who did all the, camera stuff, and he was also a Steadicam guy. So we had a pretty big production this whole time. So we casted the nerdy, kid or whatever in the thing. He was like 23 years old, and he looked the exact same age as everybody else. So we assumed this is like what it was, right? So about near the end of the shoot, we were doing the kiss scene. So they did like 3 takes sharing a kiss together. And then I guess like they were like setting up for a different something or other. They needed to adjust something, and so they had some downtime. So the girl, the pop star, and the actor were like talking, and she said something along the lines of like, man, I just don't want to go back to school after this. I just want to keep living this life. And he was like, oh yeah, I know. You going back for another semester? And she's like, yeah, pretty much. It's something along those lines. And he was just like, so wait, where do you go to school? And she said something, middle school. And he goes, wait, what? Wait, how old are you? And she was like 14.
Great.
And he just like looked at everybody and goes, we got to cut. I'm walking. And he left. He left. He was like, cut all that shit out. I'm not doing this. And he left.
Dang.
So, yeah. So
all they did was kiss, though.
Yeah, but still, dude. It's a 23-year-old kissing a 14-year-old on camera. That's pretty fucked up. So, anyways,
But illegal wise, I'm trying to think of like laws. I don't think that's
it's probably not going to be illegal, but he didn't want to do it.
right. Yeah, no, I get that. I'm just trying to think of.
We just didn't know she was 14.
Yeah, I get it.
Because here's the thing. Again, this is going to sound pretty fucked up, but if you look at a picture of her, you'd be like, "There's no way."
Right.
There's no way
there's
she's 14. Because
sneaky
dude,
women. Yeah.
I had no clue. And I mean, again, like, makes you think, like, how did she develop this early? That's really weird. I'm not sure she had a weird life. But she's seriously like, I was so shocked when she told us that. I was like, uh-oh.
Isn't that crazy? But like Mila Kunis did the same thing.
Exactly. For the 70s show. Yeah. She was like
she was
15.
15 or 16.
She was 15. Yeah. And she lied about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, also, by the way, we found out why that house was so cheap.
Okay.
Because it's a porn set.
God.
So we had a whole
It gets
setup.
rented a lot.
Yeah. So we had a whole setup of the girl like on the like couch that was a car and a couch. She was like singing on it. And if you Google the address on Google Images, it's just everybody getting banged on that couch. Wow. So we were like, oh my God, dude. This couldn't have gone worse.
Well, now we know.
Now we know.